swear you know exactly how to charm your way into my heart. I raise my eyebrows. Excuse me, what?
We're born in the moonlight. Ain't no fair to say. Can't breathe in the sunlight.
Hello, beautifuls. This is Aromie here. Welcome back to Tailor Tales. We're here with Dimitri, hopefully telling him about our nearly almost panic attack was because of him. How recent? Dimitri asked, sounding concerned. I don't know if I should admit it, because even I can hardly make any sense of it. I looked down at my hands, wondering if I should tell Dimitri or not. It was when I saw him with his coworker that it sent me triggering. Those nasty emotions crashed into me like a tidal wave, and at that moment I had no idea why. Honestly, I still don't know why it set me off. All I know is it's because of Alex. I hold in my breath and shake my head. God damn it! No, I feel embarrassed. I shouldn't have felt like that in the first place. I'm sorry you don't feel comfortable enough to tell me, says Dimitri. He stares at me, those warm eyes piercing right through me. But what you went through, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. You're allowed to feel whatever you feel. You didn't do anything wrong. He gives me a confident nod. My heart clenches up, my eyes even begin to tear up a little. A warm glow washes over me. It's like I needed to hear something like that all along. There's nothing wrong with feeling how I felt. I didn't do anything wrong. Thanks, Dimitri, I say to him from the bottom of my heart. Dimitri casts his eyes downward. I know what it's like to be told your feelings don't matter or are irrational, that you should be strong and stop complaining. Then his eyes are back on me, but they're wrong. You're allowed to feel bad about bad situations. It feels nice to have someone say that to me, and that I'm allowed to have these feelings. Every step of the way I thought of myself as crazy for having them, weak and pathetic. But here's Dimitri letting me know my emotions are okay. Even Sarah, who was a very great support in my rough times, would constantly try to cheer me up and tell me to move on. I thank her for the effort. I really do appreciate it, but it would have been nice if I was simply allowed to cry my heart out. From the sound of it, it seems Dimitri has had a similar sort of experience. You're speaking from experience, aren't you? I asked. Dimitri pushes his glasses back and flashes me a sad smile. He looks deep in thought, reminiscing on old memory perhaps. He takes a deep breath before speaking up again. Remember the day we met? He asked softly. The day in the rain. Dimitri nods. Yes. He clasps his hands together, twiddling his thumbs. I was on my way home from the arcade. Dimitri looks away from me. I ran into some of my classmates there. Friends? I ask, hoping I'm not wrong. He shakes his head. They were my bullies for several years. Oh, I say dejectedly. I recall Dimitri mentioning something about being made fun of when he was younger, but he never elaborated on it. A small group of 3 boys. They've been terrorizing me ever since I was young. They made fun of my glasses and would often steal them and hide them from me. He sighs. If it wasn't my glasses they were after, it was my other personal belongings. Or they make fun of my clothes. Eventually, I didn't have a single friend. That definitely sounds like a classic bullying to me. I was pretty lonely all of those years during middle school, he admits. I found my heart aching for him. I wish he didn't have to go through this in his childhood. Going to play games was my way of escaping that reality. But then they found out which arcade I went to. They not only took away all my prizes, but also forced me to give them all of my money, which they spent at the arcade. He says with a pained expression on his face. Fuck those kids! Where are they now? I'm gonna bully them! I'm kidding, I won't. But they're gonna get an earful. So when I met you, I didn't have a single cent on my person. Ah, that explains why you couldn't pay for the umbrella. I was having a really bad day then. I'm sorry, I say, not knowing what else to really say. Dimitri then flashes me a warm smile. Then I ran into someone who reminded me that there are still some kind people in this cruel world. Is he talking about me? Sounds like a nice person. No, I'm gonna be like asking. Were you talking about me? I find myself blushing red at the compliment. I turn my warm face away from him. Are you talking about me? Maybe, Dimitri says in a teasing way. You ended my awful day on a lighter note. I know it was probably a regular day for you, but it really meant something to me, he admits. It seems like my bad or usual days, like he says, is something that's really important to him. It's so adorable. My heart thumps faster against my chest. He's right, though. It was a regular day for me. I was simply window shopping, looking at clothes for ideas of my own. When I met a boy who got caught in the rain like I did, I didn't think twice about offering some help. It was only an umbrella after all, no skin off my back. I look at Dimitri, who's got this smile on his face. It's making me feel even more embarrassed. I didn't realize I didn't really do much, though. He chuckles at me. You were just being you. That was enough. I brush my hair out of my face and tuck it behind my ear, which feels hot to the touch. I didn't mean to embarrass you, he says quickly, finally noticing the blush on my face. I was just really thankful for what you did that day. This in turn makes me flush even hotter. I bury my face into my hands. Stop, you're making it worse, I murmur. I don't understand why, but knowing that Dimitri has these memories of me that he holds dear, it's super flattering yet embarrassing at the same time. Dimitri timidly scratches the back of his head. Anyways, my point being, when I reached out to the people about the bullying, I got platitudes instead. Dimitri sighs. I had heard them say things that I should be a man and stop acting so weak. Well, that's awful. Poor Dimitri to have some people make light of his issues. And if I'd be more like Alexander, I wouldn't get bullied, he says, with his defeated smile. After all, Alexander was always the most popular and got along with everyone around him. It breaks my heart, it really does. Especially knowing that, yes, Alex was quite charming. That friendliness and easygoing aura around him is what drew me in at the beginning. Who said that? I asked, because whoever did is messed up. Dimitri shrugs. My parents. Well, fuck, can't go against them. You've got awful parents, I blurt out. I gulp and immediately try to take back my words that sounded way too harsh. No, you're completely right, he says in a deadpan tone. Huh? Dimitri keeps quiet, looking down at the ground. His face looks tense, his eyebrows knitted together. There's a sense of maturity exuding from him. It's no fun growing up when you're always being compared to your older brother, and even your parents wish you were more like him. It's making me realize there's a whole other side of Dimitri I never knew about. He's always been this cute and adorable brother figure to me, but even Dimitri has issues he struggles with. He's a person of his own, with his own ambitions and problems, just like me. Oh god, I need to like burp or something. To be told by his own family he should act more like his scummy brother puts me in a foul mood. I place my hand against his back, comforting him. No matter what anyone says, you keep being yourself, Dimitri. There's no need for him to turn into an Alex clone. Dimitri's Dimitri. And I'm not just saying that because of my history with Alex. I genuinely believe you're a good person that doesn't need to change. It's a shame others don't see that. I finally remove my hand. Dimitri is a kind young man who cares for others and helps out whenever he can. Yes, he's not very assertive and sometimes too nice and can easily be taken advantage of, but his own parents telling him to man up and be more like Alex. That's kind of disgusting. Dimitri chuckles into his hand, a slight blush appearing on his cheeks, an improvement over his earlier painful expression. Sometimes, I swear you know exactly how to charm your way into my heart. I raise my eyebrows. Excuse me, what? Charm my way into his heart. Dimitri's eyes widen in panic. I mean, you know exactly what to say to make me feel better. He then quickly adds, anyways, shouldn't we head back inside? It's getting chilly. Without waiting for a response, Dimitri opens the door and walks back inside. I look up at the moon. It's warm outside right now. After all, it is summer. My hair is tickling my cheek as I'm talking. Chin. It's tickling my chin. Alright. Okay. Oh, shit. Living with a kitten sure has made my life more interesting. Everything needed to be kitten-proof, to make sure she didn't chew on some electrical wiring or knock over a glass sculpture. I quite enjoy having Santa around, which is anything I didn't expect. Dimitri is completely taken away with her, so much for warning him not to get too attached. But I have to admit, it's adorable to see him play with her. He sent me quite a few pictures of Sana through Snappic. As a bonus, sometimes Dimitri will be in the frame as well, looking like he's in heaven. I'm rather sad I can't save those pictures because they're really cute. Seeing Dimitri being all cuddly with the kitten makes my heart melt. Sana is also recovering super fast. Her paw is healing up quite nicely. She likes to zoom around the place, running over anything standing in her path. However, I have more pressing matters to attend to. One of them is finishing up this wedding dress. Yeah, it's so loud. I'm stitching up some of the lace patterns on the bottom, being very delicate about it. It's ripped on me 3 times already. I don't want the same thing to happen again. Steadily, I make progress on the dress. I check everything over and over again, snipping away loose threads and seeing what else needs reinforcement. Soon though, the dress is finally ready. I hold it up in front of me, admiring my own work. I turn it so I can see the backside, which is held together by lace, looking very elegant. I haven't tested out how hard it is to actually get inside of the dress. That's a major oversight on my part. I start taking apart the lace, loosening up the back so that I can prepare it for myself. Luckily, Amanda and I almost share the same size, so I should be able to fit. I remove my own clothes until I'm in my underwear and slowly lower the dress over my head, pulling it all the way pulling it all the way down. The silk against my skin feels smooth. It's rather comfortable. Tying up the lace on the back proves a little bit of a challenge, though, since I can't really see what I'm doing. I guess this is why people have bridesmaids. They help you get inside the dress in the first place. I turn my body towards the mirror and angle my head so I can see what I'm doing from behind. Finally, I managed to tie in a beautiful bow, and the dress fits snugly against my body. There, that wasn't so hard, especially if I'm able to do this all on my own. Then I catch myself in the mirror. The dress is breathtaking. It's so elegant. It turned out way better than I had expected. I sway back and forth, seeing the mermaid's hemline drag after me with a beautiful rippling effect. It's so pretty. I'm definitely proud of this dress. Planning for a wedding. I stand up straight. Excuse me, Dimitri. Feeling like needles are pricking my back. Yikes. That's Dimitri. Saw me admiring myself in the mirror. I chuckle nervously as I turn to face Dimitri. Hello, Dimitri. You're home early. Dimitri's head is cocked to the side as he's checking me out, or rather checking out the dress. As I scan my entire body, and I suddenly feel so exposed in front of him. What do you think? I was just testing it out to make sure it's easy to wear. No, what do you think? Smiling coyly, I have my twirl in front of him to show off the dress. What do you think? Dimitri blinks at me, then shyly looks away from me. It looks very pretty on you, he mumbles. I can't help but smile in response. The urge to tease him is as strong as ever. Do you mean me or the dress? I asked jokingly. Dimitri coughs into his hand, trying to hide the fact that his cheeks are starting to turn pink. So cute. Is that a trick question? He asked, a bit unsure. No, why would it be? I say innocently. He remains silent, shuffling on the spot. I've embarrassed him. That's always a fun pastime of mine. Both, he finally answers in a tiny voice. Well, thanks, I'm beaming with pride. Didn't expect to walk in on you like this, though, he says. Well, I just finished it, so I had to try it out. To see if there's anything I need to adjust, I explain. Looks alright to me, Dimitri chuckles. Then again, I'm not the expert here. I just need to iron it some more, then I can hand it off to Mandy. I'm sure she's getting very anxious waiting for the dress. Best give it to her straight away, then. I give him a shy smile. Yeah, as soon as you give me some privacy. Dimitri's startled expression is priceless. Right, I'll go upstairs then. Dimitri finally leaves me alone. After I wrestle myself out of the dress, I iron it and then carefully wrap it up in plastic. It's ready to be delivered. I quickly send Mandy a text that her dress is ready and she should drop by tomorrow. Dimitri is washing the dishes after dinner. I feel full and bloated from the amount of food he served on my plate. That's not to say I regret it. No, his food was delicious as always. I don't regret a single pound. I stand next to him drying off the dishes. Dimitri, I call out to him. Since the wedding is in 2 weeks, when are you going to start on those chocolates? I've been gathering the ingredients and securing permission at my college's kitchen. Then there's the issue that Mandy might want 2 different kinds of chocolate. Oh, 2 kinds? I didn't know about that. I thought it was only the orange flavored ones. Dimitri nods his head. Yes, I'm going to create some samples after I finish these dishes. Mandy can pick one she likes most afterwards. That's kind of a late notice, isn't it? Are you sure you have enough time to do all this? I ask, worried he may be having too much on his plate. I should be able to do it, he says with a confident smile. Want to help me out? I stop what I'm doing and glance at Dimitri. I don't mind, but what do you need help with? He shrugs. Moral support? I snicker at his response. Is that all? He shakes his head with a smile. Nah, I could use a taste tester. Again? I really do think you're trying to make me fat. Dimitri laughs at my response. You'll never really know, he teases me. I grin at him. Okay, I'll help you out. It will take a couple of more hours, though. I have to temper the chocolate still. Then it needs to set. It can take a while. However long you need, just give me a yell when you're done. Will do, he flashes a grin at me. We finished doing the dishes together. It's become routine at this point. Afterwards, I leave Dimitri alone so that he can work on his chocolate. It's almost turning midnight when I'm finally disturbed. Hey Chico, you can come in now. Dimitri calls out for me. I've occupied my time with nothing but watching TV, so I'm glad when Dimitri finally has something ready. Begone my boredom. The kitchen is once more in a state of chaos. Not as bad as the last time I ran into the same site, though. Still, there's a bunch of chocolates lined up on every available surface space. You really went all out again, I tell him. At least this time, there aren't over 100 chocolates. That's not to say Dimitri was slacking this time. No, there are some very cute shapes and different splattered patterns on the chocolates. Sorry for taking so long. Some of them were a bit harder than I expected and had to redo a bunch of them. He looks all apologetic. It's fine. Besides, I'm pretty sure I took a power nap in front of the TV as well. I noticed Dimitri is covered in chocolate stains. Oh no, he didn't wear an apron. You're covered in chocolate, I say, pointing at his shirt. Dimitri looks down and gives me this lopsided smile. It's okay, a quick wash and it'll be good as new. Hey Dimitri, I say, so I'm thinking of something. At your college, do you have to wear a chef's hat and all? He nods at me. Yes, we have very strict uniforms. I kind of want to see Dimitri in a pastry chef uniform. I bet it would look really good on him. Do you want to see it? He asked me. It's only fair. You saw me in a wedding dress today, I point out. Touche, he says with a chuckle. But it's not that special. I'll probably wear something much fancier at the wedding. Well, that's right. You won't be wearing a tuxedo or anything, but a uniform instead. I guess I'll be seeing Dimitri in a uniform after all. He nods. Yes, I am in charge of the chocolates. He winks at me. Dimitri picks up one of the round chocolates and hands it over to me. Now time to try them out. This one has strawberry filling. I take the chocolate out of Dimitri's hand and pop it into my mouth. The strong aroma of strawberry melts onto my tongue. It's a little strong, but with the combination of dark chocolate, that really makes it pop. It feels a little dark and forbidden. That one was really good, I say, kind of sexy almost. Chocolate can be sexy, that's cool, I guess. Sexy, he repeats. Is that a weird word to describe chocolate? I feel a little sheepish. No, not really. I'm just wondering what made you say that. Dimitri takes one of the chocolates to try out for himself. I guess the strawberry and dark chocolate combo makes it bittersweet. I don't know. I feel like it's something you'd get on Valentine's Day. It's pretty suitable for a wedding, now that I think about it. Dimitri swallows the chocolate, its serious expression gracing his face. His eyes gaze off into the distance, completely zoned out. It's actually quite interesting to see Dimitri work like this. He rubs his chin with his fingers as if he's contemplating the meaning of life. Alright, but anyway, this is where we're going to end today's episode because I went over a little bit, but we were mostly trying to make that dress that I had a hard time doing. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.